And good evening, commanders, and welcome back to the 07 Law Tour. It is fantastic to be back. It is Thursday, and once more we must venture out into space to find what we will find. Who knows what's out there? More procedurally generated weirdness and wonderfulness and everything so far. So anyway, welcome back, and thank you everybody for turning up to week 2 of my 07 Law Tour. So my tour of all my favourite places in Elite Dangerous Horizons, Elite Dangerous the original game, and Elite Dangerous Beyond, I suppose. So it's all good stuff. Lovely to see you all. Thank you very much for turning up in the Twitch chat. Lots and lots of names there. Too many for me to read. I normally read some of them out, but I can't do it. It's going too fast. So thank you very much for all that. Good to see you all here this evening, and we will get into the game shortly. So that's really good. Now, again, just a reminder for those of you who may not know quite how this goes on. The way the tour works is I have a private group called Commander Wagar. So if you aren't a member of that, you're not going to see me or any of the other guys who are flying around on the Twitch stream. So if you haven't already, send me a friend request, Commander Wagar. Fairly straightforward. The name's on the screen. Okay, that will allow me to put you into the private group. And then join that private group and head to where we are, and you'll have a chance of being in the instance, instancing gods permitting, because we know how that works, right? So there we go. So that would be good. It's a no PvP rule in this group. Okay, so we're just here to have some fun. Don't kill each other. All right, try not to kill each other. That's just inconvenient. Okay, it's really inconvenient when you die. So that's how that basically works. And we will be doing, as always, we'll be trying to stress the frontier servers by doing a mass hyperspace jump at the end. Okay, so we try and get as many people in the instance together. I cook up some very, very dodgy MIDI music along the way, and we try and jump out simultaneously and have good fun. But tonight's episode is all about strange places. Okay, so with no further ado, let's get into the game and move on from there. Let's see how it goes. Right, here we go. Which button do I press? That one. And go OBS. Yes, there we go. Dear. Yes, apologies for those of you who are on console. I haven't got a mechanism to include you in this directly, I'm afraid. So the best I can offer you, PS4, PS5 and Xbox commanders, is to follow along with us in your own multiverses. Okay, there is no cross-play, alas, in Elite Dangerous, so there's not much we can do. But we are here at Drexler Colony Space Station, which is in the Pomesh system. If you type in Pomesh, I'll type it in the chat, so in case anybody isn't know where we're going, it's here. That is where we currently are, okay? That's where we're going to start from. And today we're doing, I suppose, a bit of exploration. Okay, these are places that everyone's always, or probably almost certainly already been to, but they're worth a revisit. You'll probably know precisely why I'm in the Pomesh system. Because it's got some cool stuff. So anyway, anyway, lovely to see you all in the chat and in the game. So with no further ado, I'm going to get back into my spaceship and go from there. So I am flying tonight my trusty Crate Phantom. This is the ship I took to Beagle Point for the second time. So last week I had my Cobra, which is the ship I went on Distant World 1. And this is the Crate Phantom that I had for Distant Worlds. Actually, no, it can't have been Distant. Was it Distant Worlds 2? Yeah, no, maybe it was. I'm confused now. Maybe it was. Was it Distant World 2? I'm not sure. I can't. I'm a bit confused now. They've all kind of blended into one. I'm pretty sure. Was it a Crate or was it an Asp? I can't remember. Anyway, this is my exploration ship, and it is called. Let me just zoom in the camera so you can see. It is called the Carl Sagan. Okay, so for those of you who know who Carl Sagan is, that will require no introduction whatsoever. Carl Sagan was a very famous astronomer, a massively talented communicator of science, and it seemed the only appropriate name for my ship. So there we go. So there we go. Anyway, right, here we go. I am in my ship now. A few people have joined my wing already. I've just seen a few friend requests coming in from chat, so let me see if I can get those sorted out. It all gets a bit insane. There we are. There's a couple of friend requests. Done. Right, so you should be able to join the private group and go on from there. So right, let's get this show on the road. Let's go on the road. Our Cobra's not good enough for tonight's subs. No, I think Cobras are fine. There is a bit more distance involved tonight, but shouldn't be outrageous. And they are fleet carriers moving around. Okay. Doing various bits and pieces. We've got about kind of 5-6 destinations depending on how we do. So let's see how it goes. Wing beacons on, commanders. Yes. Let me. I always forget. So there we go. Right, so wing beacon is on. Looks like I just had another friend request. Let's get that done. Right, I'm going to launch this ship. Let's get out into space and see what we're going. Right, onwards we go, my friends. Right, launch. Here we go. How does this work? So yes, this is my exploration crate. Look at all the commanders. It's always cool to see. And as you can see, I can't fly it. It's a little bit. It's all kind of D-rated and lightweight, so it's a bit floaty. There we go. Right, let's just navigate our way outside the space station. There we go. There's lots of ships out here already, which is awesome. It's always good to see so many commanders. That's one of the best things about this game. I must admit, back in the day when Elite Dangerous first came out, I thought I was going to be mostly a solo player, but actually most of the fun to be had in this game is with other people. So that's all good. Right, it's tradition. For me to do a little tour now of the system map just to see who's brought their fleet carriers along, because it's tradition. It's got to be done. So let's go and have a look. Who is here in the system map? We have. There's a bunch of fleet. In fact, there's loads of fleet carriers. It's just insane numbers of fleet carriers. Right. So let's do one planet at a time. What have we got here? We have the. That's the best name so far. The Fat Bastard. Instantly thinking to himself, right, when I upload this to YouTube, now I've got to click that button that basically says there are swear words in it, right? Okay. Thanks for that. Ivanova's Heart, rather, sorry. The Bulldozer, you saw that last week. The White Star, the Aurora, the Anzac. Anzac, excellent. Moscow's Pride, the Gajitko. Interesting. Okay, cool. Right, next set of planets. We have the Far Beyond Driven. Definitely saw that last week. The Tanilorn. That's a familiar one. The Remember Salome. We will. The Agamemnon. Yes, good name. The Golgafrinchen. Is that which arc is that? Is that A, B, or C arc? The Valhelm. The Valiant. We have the Eridu. We have the Shadow Head. We have the Sisters of Mercy. We have the Flying Squirrel. I like the Flying Squirrel. Of course I still love you. Yeah, the Quantum Brewery. Oh, I wonder what they brew there. Is that sort of beer that maybe exists in one state or another until you actually decide whether you want a beer? It doesn't decide. The Emmy Noether. Storm's Nest. The Romano Fafard. Night on Earth. Vion's Donk Calice. The SS Mighty Muffin. Hawk's Launch. Space Explorer. I wonder what that one does. The Ferrite Squirrel. Oh, there's double squirrels tonight. The Ferrite Squirrel, of course, is a No Man's Sky reference. Excellent. The Horizon. And we also have the Pilgrims of Ennui. We have the Skiff. The Gnostic Ascension. The Galaxy's Edge. Constellation Freedom, and the Stranic. Excellent. So thank you very much to fleet carrier owners. I know it's horrendously expensive to run those ships, so thank you very much for bringing them along. It's always good. Now, and if you need to kind of refresh and refuel, there's fleet carriers all over the shop now in Elite Dangerous, which is excellent. So there are wings, there are people in these. Looks like the instancing's working tonight. This is really good. Good. So we must go to the right place now. I'm just. I'm looking for the planet with lots of valleys in it. Which one is it? Is it permit? Which one is it? Is it for? I've forgotten now. Which is the right planet? The one with the valleys. Come on, somebody must know. It's. I remembered it like about half an hour ago. I forgot. Is it 2C or 4C? I can't remember. 2C. It must be 2C. Planet 2C. Must be. That's 2B. It's 2C. It's definitely 2C, isn't it? Yeah, right, let's go there. Because it's got a base, okay. That's right. This planet here. Okay, this is where we're going. Okay, so set course. In fact, let's where's the base? Let's just have a look. What kind of base? Because we could then use that to rendezvous, couldn't we? Yeah, because then the instancing will work. So let's set course for Resnick Camp. Okay, we don't want to get too close to it because it's a bit, you know, it looks like it's a bit dodged. But there is a PO. Oh, is there a POI? Okay, they've obviously put one in then since last time I was here. Okay, let's just in that case, let's go to. Oh no, I can't do it. Let's just go to Permesh 2C. That's where we're going first. Okay, so we'll be prepared to go there. One target. Is it? Does it show up? Where's the POI? Is it literally just this base? Is that it? Is that the POI you're talking about? Because we could meet there. Because we need somewhere to rendezvous. Anyway, let's get there first. Chat seems to have stopped. The chat does this annoying to it. It's like don't break. It does. Only shows in the nav panel. Okay, well let's go in that case. Let's go just to Pomesh 2C first. Now today is all about strange places. Okay, so the universe of Elite Dangerous has got some weird and wacky things. Now there are lots of things in. The Epic Mountain Range. That was it. Yes. Okay. Well, we'll go there. We will go there. Okay. We'll go there. Now the Elite Dangerous procedural generation creates all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Now there are lots of amazing sites outside of the bubble, but we just don't really have time to go there in this tour. We've been, and if join a Distant Worlds expedition, all those kind of things. So all that sort of stuff. There's lots of stuff beyond the things, but this particular place is just a cool place that has to be on the list of places to visit. So I wanted to go there because obviously. It's all about exploration, isn't it? It's all about exploration. So we do want to go and do some of these things because, as you know, and probably copyright infringement warning number 1. Space is the final frontier, right? I mean, these are the voyages of all of our starships. And this has been a 9-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out the lore and play dodgy MIDI files, to boldly go where no Dru has gone before. Right, get those hyperspace drives working, charge those frameshift drives, my friends. Let's get ourselves moving. A mash lock. Surprise, surprise. I'm so banned by copyright now. I tweak my hat in the direction of the copyright censors. Let's go. Off to Pomesh 2C. There we go. Right. There's too many ships around. Commander Sonek is wearing red. Anyway, off to Pomesh 2C. Charge your drives, ladies and gentlemen, and there we go. Now I tweak the nose of the copyright thing basically because what I do is I take a piece of music that I like from films and stuff like that, and I make my own cover version. Okay, so I don't actually take their music technically. I know this is a technicality, but what I do is I compose my own version of it in MIDI, and sometimes it's good enough to. to flag on the copyright censors, and sometimes my MIDI skills are not really up to it. Okay, so we'll see how it goes, but it's all a bit of fun anyway. I'm sure that's kind of fair use, really. Night vision is recommended if we're going over there. Okay, it's going to be dark. It's always dark. Why is it always dark? So the MIDI music makes me feel like we're in a 90s game. Yes, you see, that's back in the 90s. We're off. Come on, frameshift drive. There's too many people in my instance. So the Carl Sagan is off to Pomesh 2. So that's where we're going to start this evening. That's where we're going to start. Right, off we go. So these are worlds that were discovered by players a long time ago. Okay. sometimes the procedural generation goes a little bit weird, okay? And sometimes it's okay. It's just one of those things that's a bit strange every so often. And occasionally it throws up some anomalies, and Pomesh 2C is one of them, okay? It's just a cool and crazy kind of place, okay? So here we go. Right, now can I see the... I can see the wing signals. So if those guys are down there, I'll head there. Okay, so it's kind of up there. Maybe it'll show up if it's on the dark side. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I can see a epic mountain range. I wonder what's there. You can kind of see it in the dark. There we go. That's quite cool. So head for the epic mountain range. It's a POI on this planet. Now, this planet has very, very extreme surface terrain, which is just, I don't know, it's just one of those cool things. So I'm just going to go up a little bit. I think I came in a little bit too low there. As you will discover quite often, that my flying abilities leave something to be desired. And the planets, moons here are tiny. Look, yes, there's quite a lot of them that aren't there? Which is actually realistic. A lot of the time, depending on how far away they are from the target body. I mean, our own moon, for example, is... What, have I gone past it? Oops. No, don't do that. Shh. Now I'm in glide. Can I turn it about? Probably not. No, I'm in totally the wrong place. I'm going to have to go up and down again. Ah dear, never mind. Let's try that again. That was my bad fly. Dun, 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 dun. Dropped from above as I died and I dropped out. Okay, so I'll let's give that a whirl, shall we? Escape vector. Yep. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, it happens to be every single time, though. This is the problem. So we are playing in Horizons. Now I don't know actually. In Odyssey, has Pomesh 2C, did it fail to exist, or has it kind of been added back in? Because I think initially it had been sort of flattened by the new terrain. I don't know if it was kind of handcrafted back or something like that. There we are, epic mountain range. It wasn't too far away. So let's switch on the night vision. Oh, it doesn't work up here, does it? Oh, yes, it does. Yep. It's coming up. So I'm taking the scenic route, yeah, so there we go. I can see a few ships about. There we go. Look, there we go. Awesome. Right, here we are. So this is the epic mountain range. So it's just a cool place to visit, and it's worth flying around on the daylit side as well, because there's amazing canyons and chasms and all sorts of stuff, and it's just a cool piece of geography. Pomesh 2C. So hang on, let me type it in again to the chat. The system is called Pomesh, like that. Canyon's only 2 kilometers deep now in Odyssey. So yeah, this is the thing that's a bit of a shame. I mean, I don't know if it was avoidable, or it probably is. I mean, I'm not a coder, so I don't know anything about these things. But the problem is that some of these places, as they are today, will cease to exist when the Odyssey terrain tech basically takes over from Horizon. So some of these cool and slightly wacky procedurally generated places will just be gone. So it's kind of quite nice to commemorate them, I suppose, a little bit. So there's quite a few people in this instance, which is very cool. Now what I am going to do, there's the actual tourist beacon down there. Let's fly down the mountainside, because and let's go and have a look with our night vision at what's actually going on. So it does just to kind of get a feel of this place. So I'm going to go for maximum pips to engines, which I've already got. If everybody who's in my instance wants to follow, let's take a die. It's a population track as well, so yes, it's quite cool. Let's have a fly down here, and just sort of enjoy the extremeness of the scenery. Now, be careful, okay? So because it's very easy to smash your ship on the ground. And mine's only a lightweight exploration vessel, so your mileage may vary, of course, but it's definitely worth. So I mean, look at the train. I mean, it's just awesomely good fun, and there aren't a lot of places in Elite Dangerous, you know, and probably, to be honest, like the real universe out there, are going to be a bit dull. Okay, they're going to be flat, boring, fairly often planets. So it's nice that in this game, in places like this, there are wacky pieces of scenery as well. So let's get down there. So what I can't really do is, obviously, actually I can fly outside for a bit, can't I? But there's a very big danger of me crashing into the ground, so I don't really want to do that. But you know, I've been flying down for miles now, so you know, it's kilometres and kilometres and kilometres of this sort of stuff. So it's kind of weird. So there we go. Right. So almost good. Type 9 racing here won't be. It's Type 9 racing. That's just mad. Some of the things that you guys do, just insane. Right, if we're going to fly down a bunch of really tight and twisty canyons, we kind of do need a little bit of musical accompaniment, obviously. So that's the important thing. Oh, look, there's the gas giant up there. So let me get down to. That's the only problem with having an exploration ship is it's kind of lightweight and not very good at high speed maneuvering. It's, you know, bring a small Imperial courier down here, or you know, a racing eagle or something. That would be a huge love. But there we go. Right, so it's time. We need some we need some accompanying music, obviously. Let's rock and roll. So here we go. I think there's only one. If we're gonna be doing wacky flying down canyons, I think there's only one piece of music I can think of which we must have. Well, I've got somebody in front of me. Let's go get him. Not that my ship's fast enough to get anybody, but. But if you're such a cool planet though, just to sort of fly around and enjoy the scenery. I'm gonna see if I can pull a loop here and see some of the other folks behind me. Oh, I feel the G-forces. There's the epic mountain range behind us now. Oh look, I can see trails over there. It's like flying a helicopter. It is. Switch to combat mode. Why not? I haven't got any guns, but hey. Does look cool, though, doesn't it? That's a nice anaconda, which I'm not going to be able to keep up with. Oh, this is a bit sluggish. As you can see, the ship is a bit boosty. There we go. I don't know who I'm targeting. There we go. Commander Count Cessny, Commander Pete Albee, Commander Hansel. So I'm doing a chicken run here. Awesome stuff. Those of you who don't know, of course, this is the theme tune from Airwolf, which was actually a surprisingly good TV series from the 1980s. There we go, right, that's enough of that. Right, head back up to space, because we need to get a move on, because there's lots of other places to go and see. So back up into space, my friends. We are now heading for... Where are we going next? We are going for... Woo! We are going for Ellipson Indy. Okay, I'll type it in the chat. Here we go. No, I keep calling it Ipsilon. It's Ipsilon. It's Epsilon, isn't it? Epsilon Indy. There we go. Epsilon Indy. Right, that's where we're going. Okay, so I'll lock that into your hyperspace destinations, my friends, and we will head over there. Right, Epsilon. Oh, what did I do? Okay. I was in the galaxy map. Epsilon India. It shouldn't be too far away if my calculations are correct. Okay, it's a little bit further than we've been jumping recently, but it's only 105 light years, so it should, in my ship, of course, being an exploration crate, it's not too far away. It's a few jumps for the smaller vessels, so we'll get yourselves over there, okay, Epsilon Indy, and yeah, we'll go from there. So what do I got to do? I've got the hyperspace. Let's go. So yeah, so Pamesh 2C, home of many famous racers and canyon dodgers and all sorts of stuff. Very cool place indeed. Look at that, 62 light years in one jump. Feels so retro now, says the old Horizons Galaxy UI. Yeah, I never really got used to the Horizon, the Odyssey one, to be honest. So it all feels very familiar, as far as I'm concerned. But yes, it's a bit retro now. I mean, what was it, May when the other one came out? You can purchase some rare commodities in Epsilon India as well. Yes, indeed you can. There are rare goods. Not that that's a brilliantly good way of making money anymore. It certainly was years ago when the game first started. Doing the rare run, now that was a cool thing, but that's a long time ago now. So there we go. No fuel skip. Need to refuel in between 7 jumps. Oh no! Epsilon Indy is where we're heading. That's right, exactly. At the end of the series, where will you be parking your ship? At the second planet of Lakai 9352. That's a very good idea, Commander GL 1988. I think that's I should add that to the list actually. They never aligned the Elite Dangerous universe with my shape of stories, of course. But who knows? You never know. Right. Why am I going to Ellipse India? I'm just trying to remember. Oh yes, there's a famous thing here. Okay. Right. So we have arrived in Epsilon Indy. Okay. Just going to refuel the old crate. So it's got like a humongously large frame. Lots of people are already here, which is brilliant. Well done, everybody. Now we are going to. And where is it? Let's go to the system map. Okay. We are going to. You've probably guessed it. We are going to Meteorand Hollow. Okay. That's where we are going. So set course for the moon of New Africa. It actually is Meteorand Hollow, and that is where we are going. Now you do have to be a bit cautious on approach to this this place. Okay, for reasons which will become clear. If you don't, I mean, most of you will know this, obviously, but yeah, just I didn't select it. What happened there? Select. There we go. And of course it's behind me, because why wouldn't it be? Yeah, so this is a weird place. This is one of my favourite places in Elite Dangerous. This is actually, I believe, a bug, but it was such a cool bug that they left it in. And I think it's just... Okay, there we go. So if you haven't been here, this is a weird place. We're going to play catch with a moon. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to play catch with a moon. Obviously moons are supposed to orbit planets, which is obviously what they do. But most moons will orbit a planet within, a few weeks, or maybe even rapidly, a few days. This one is a bit more interesting. Okay, Meteorand Hollow orbits New Africa in like a few minutes, so it's actually incorrect, but it's just cool. Now what you'll notice is there you can see Meteorand Hollow there showing up on my HUD. So you can't catch it up even in Super Cruise. Okay, it moves that fast. So I'm just going to slow down a little bit here. You can actually, let's get into the same orbital plane. There is the moon. Okay, and you can see it, visibly moving against the backdrop of stars. Okay, you can smash into it. Yeah. Okay, so if I just throttle down to virtually a standstill. Okay, this is why this place is cool. Okay, so look, I'm now sitting there at 30 kilometers a second. So effectively, as far as Super Cruise is concerned, I'm stationary, right? And you can see Meteorand Hollow is moving against the backdrop of space, and it will now go back behind the planet. Okay, so I'm going to chase it round this. it's now behind the other planet. Okay. I mean, I don't know what speed it's actually moving at. There we go. I am actually catching up from this angle, but as I get closer to it, obviously you get into the gravity well, your supercruise, your drive gets less and less effective, and so as you can see, the moon gets further away again. So I'm now at full throttle supercruise and I can't keep up. I'm in orbit, kind of, but I can't catch up with the moon because it's going that fast. So this isn't the way to do it. Okay, this is obviously this is obviously a problem. So I can't catch up the moon. So this is a bug. Okay, so in real astronomy this couldn't happen. Okay, anything traveling this fast wouldn't stay in orbit around. Wouldn't stay in orbit around this planet. It would be shooting off. Okay, you can see all the people tried to get to it, and the moon is now about to set because I can't keep up with it from this angle. Okay, it's going to go behind the planet. That's it. I've lost it. So I'm going to go round the other way and try and kind of head it off at the pass, as it were. So here we go. Okay. So the moon will come out. I'm going to slow right down. Go relatively slow. The moon will rise in a moment above the surface of the planet. Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Now I've kind of got to aim for it. And it's got to kind of catch you up. This is what's really rather weird. Okay, so here it comes. I've got to try and intercept the moon. Hope I get this right. We're gonna miss it. Here we go. I think I've done it. Yes. That's kind of how you do it. Okay. So now I'm in the same instance as the moon, and now look what happens. So I'm now in the gravitational influence of the moon. Okay, and the planet behind is rotating. Now this is another thing that's a bit weird here. Is this planet isn't correctly tidally locked to the surface of the to the planet that's actually rotating around. What it should be doing is it should also be turning, but it isn't. So it's kind of completely wrong in all respects in terms of astronomy. But it's kind of cool. Are there any POIs on the surface of the moon? So there we know we're on the, and you get beautiful eclipses and the sun comes out and all sorts of stuff. So the tides. Can you imagine this moon would be like that? I don't know if there's anything. Is there anything down there? There's actually a colony, Barcelo penal colony. So let's try and go there. Okay, Barcelo penal colony. Let's try and go there because that allows us to instance together. Okay, let's see if that will work. Where actually is that? There it is. Okay, so that's on the far side of that. Let's go for Barcelo penal colony. Let's see if we can get down there. Oh no, of course I can't do that easily from here because I can't use supercruise unless. Let's see what happens if I jump into supercruise. What will I don't know what will happen. I'm trying to look at that. There's the planet again. It's just insane, this space. That's no moon. I don't know what it's made of. It is very, very cool. I mean, the view from Barcelo penal colony must be amazing. Let's see what happens. I'm still trying to charge my frameshift drive here. So, and then you get the shadow of the planet come across the moon about every 2 or 3 minutes. As long as you don't go too far away from the moon, you'll be okay. Okay, that's good news. Let's see if we can get there. The sun comes out again. Still got my night vision on, I think. There we go, switch that off. Come on, charge. Let's try and get down to Barcelo and see. Here we go. If I can orbit it. There we go. Everyone's. A few other people are heading up to it. Don't go too far away from the moon, okay? Because if you do, you'll get a moon in the face, and that's going to be bad. So I've kind of got to make sure I don't go down too fast as well. Okay, here we go. Is it above the horizon now? There it is. Excellent. Let's try and get down there. Where is it? It's on the day side, the night side, the day side, the night side. Look there. It's very, because it's wrong, so wrong astronomically, it's very disconcerting. There we go. It's like this massive planet is moving past at ridiculously crazy speeds. It's like you feel like you're drifting left, but of course you're not, or maybe you are, because we're in orbit. It's just so wrong. Oh, why have I come out 200 kilometers away? It's not good enough. Come on. I'll try and do that again. It's quite hard to navigate in places like this. I'm going to have to do the escape vector and everything. Oh dear. Right, let's try that again.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So yeah, so this is the, obviously a lot of Elite Dangerous is procedurally generated. Oh, here we go, blue tunnel. Is it going to work? Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, it worked. A lot of Elite Dangerous is procedurally generated, and occasionally procedurally generation just goes wrong, okay? And this is one of those examples and it's so cool that they did leave it in the game. I mean, because, it's just great that they did. Oh, I can sort of see it. It's down there. There we go. That's what I want to get to. Just beyond that mountain range. So, with a bit of luck, we'll be able to. Let's fly across there. Look at this. There's the planet again. Buddy Ecola's on it and it's got the wing beacon enabled. Excellent. Right, let's see how well this works. Okay, dropping from because I should be able to glide it from here. I hope. If it will drop properly. There it is. That's better. It goes dark because there's this massive planet. It's just one of those cool places. It just, I don't know, sun comes back again. Very, very cool. I can see some ships down there now. That's good. There we go. Right, so we should be able to hopefully just find a small spot to land. Maybe. There we are. I can see some lights. I can see some folks down there. That's quite good. I don't know if this is a. I can see a whole bunch of people down there. That's cool. So let's just get some. This is a good opportunity for a nice screeny around here, really. I don't know if you can. I presume that. Can you? I don't think you can actually land at this base, can you? Or can you? Maybe you can. Anyway, it's landable enough. Let's see if I can get down there. Am I trespassing if I land there? Doesn't really matter. Let's land on the edge here. Somebody's got the main pad, and then we can get look at that view. It's just cool. I'm going to try and park quite close to the edge. There we go. There we are. Okay, there we go. Right, brilliant. Right, now I should be able to get the old SRV out. Hopefully this still works. And we can drive to the edge of the cliff and watch the planet go past. I mean, how often can you say that? There we go. So if you're down on the surface here, oops. Drove into my own support strut. There we go. Oh, it's a bit low G, so be careful. Should be able to drive to the edge of this cliff here. Park up. There we go. Probably about there. There we go. And then in a minute, if I still. Stop. Why won't it stop moving? Come on. There we go. Right. And then zoom back out. Ah. What's all that about? There we go. Bring your ship, bring your SRV, and then we'll watch the We'll watch the planet go past, just because it's fun. I can't go too much further back. There we go. Oh, look, and there goes night. Look at that. Okay, so there's a few ships here. There we go. Let's just watch. And the sun comes back again. It's just so cool. It's just a weird sort of a place that just has to be on your list of places to go. Okay, to see in Elite Age. One of my favourite places because it's just totally and astronomically wrong, but it's just exceedingly cool. Okay, so there's a few more ships coming down now. Hopefully the planet will reappear in a moment. Now what should be happening, even if this was spinning around at that speed, which of course it can't, even if it was, it should be tidally locked. So what should be happening is the star field should be rotating around us, and we should see the planet changing from crescent to full, back to crescent, and all that kind of stuff. So we should in a moment, so that's not right either, but yeah, we should in a moment see, nice cobra there, there's, look at the planet. It's so cool. Dun, dun, dun. It's terrifying. Imagine actually seeing that. And then the planet sweeps past in this kind of insane sort of way. Yeah, look to my left. There's a ship almost parked on top of me, and then we'll get this beautiful look. We'll get a beautiful eclipse here. There we go. Ready for the eclipse? Boom! Really fast eclipse, and then it all goes dark on the planet, and then it all comes back again. We have sunrise again. The eclipse lasts about 10 seconds. It's just insanely good. I mean, this base here must just, you know, it must be the premier tourist venue, because I mean, who wouldn't want to watch that? Look at all the SRVs. Look, there's a Cobra trying to park at the moment. Look at all the SRVs. There we go. Look at them, all queued up, waiting for the sunrise, or the planet rise, I suppose it is actually, isn't it? There we go. Look at that. There we go. That's quite a nice shot as well. A very great view of VR. I must admit, it must be insane in VR. Let's watch it. Let's watch it one more time, because alas, we must keep moving. There's things to do and places to see. Here comes again. It's just like it's just. So wrong, but so cool. To see that coming past like that, that's just crazy stuff. There we go. As it strolls past the screen, there's the star with the SRVs in front of it. We'll get a lovely dark eclipse for a moment. Boom, everything goes completely dark, and then the sun will come back out again. We're orbiting in a couple of minutes, aren't we? It does feel just like a massive hammer poised above you. Kind of quite insane. Right, onwards we must go. Back to your ships, my friends. We're on a tight schedule tonight, so let's keep moving. So yes, so that's another one I definitely recommend. Okay, so just because it's just insanely bizarre. Go and see Meteorine Hollow in the Epsilon Indy system. It is insanely cool. Right, back to your ships. Back to your ships. Big 39 GT car. Does take a bit of practice. You have to let the moon catch you, which is a bit weird. It takes a bit of practice. It's one of those strange things in Elite Dangerous. So right, let's get this right. And crunch. back a bit. I think I've just driven up the side of my ship. What have I done? Oops. I've got my ship. I've got my ship. I've got my SRV totally hosed against my ship. I can't move. Can someone give me a nudge? Is there I can't jump because the module's not functioning. I managed to completely wedge myself. Oh no, there we go. I'm free. Yay! I don't know if somebody helped me there or what, but there we go. Right, I'm good. Right, let me get stop driving around like a loon. and proceed to come on, proceed to boarding. There we go. Board ship. Right, there we go. I've forgotten how all this works. I don't know what happened there. I've just realised I might be missing a few friend requests, which I have to wait for the UI to catch me up. Let's just double check. No, I'm good. So that's excellent. Right, so launch, my friends. Up into space we go. Now we need to be a little bit careful of our exit route away. Oh, what happened there? Let's try it. There we go. Be a little bit careful of your exit route away from the moon, okay? You kind of got to take off in the opposite direction to the moon is going. So kind of fly with the planet on your left as it's rotating like this, if that makes sense. Otherwise, you'll go into super cruise and then the moon will catch you up again. So try and fly back. It's actually quite hard because, of course, you're in orbit. So, but try and fly away from the moon. All right, try and fly away from the moon if you can. It's gonna be a bit bad. Toto Cookie says, "Are we going to visit the Tina Lizard graveyard?" Well, we kind of went there last week, and unfortunately, of course, the Tina Lizard graveyard doesn't exist in Elite Dangerous, other than what we, the players, make ourselves, which is a bit of a shame. But that's a ship, alas, that has long since sailed. And I've made it a rule of my streams on my 07 tour. I'm not complaining about anything, so it is what it is. It is what it is. We have other places that we want to go to, though. So let's get back out of here and see if we can get safely away from the moon. Hopefully nobody gets crushed by a moon. That would not be a good way to go out. Fingers crossed. I'll just let that bring you friend request there. Right. So we are going to, where are we going next? We are going to Nervi, the Nervi system. Okay, that is Nervi. There we go, like that. Okay, the Nervi system. Alright, galaxy map. Okay, it's a few more jumps, and we must keep up the speed. It's a little bit further, this one. Oh no, it's not. 104 light years away, so not too bad for my ship. But for those of you with smaller jump vessels, head for Nervi. Okay, that's where we're going. Crushed by a moon, but bad on the CV. Right, hyperspace. Let's get our asps in gear. We're heading for the Nervi system. So yes, it's definitely one that's worth bookmarking, I would say. Meteor and Hollow. It's just one of those crazy things that it turned out to be a bug, but they didn't fix it. I'm glad they didn't, because it's quite a spectacular thing to go and see. Really, really cool. Really enjoyed that one. The escape is the easy part. Yes, I suppose it is actually, Miss Walker. Trying to catch up with the moon in the first place. That's where it all can go a little bit Pete Tong, as they say. Okay, so we are heading now for the Nervi system. Okay, heading for the Nervi system, and there it is for me, straight ahead. My crate has just talking about the spec here. My crate has it's kind of lightened and engineered and all sorts of stuff for exploration, but it also has the 5H Guardian frameshift drive booster, which does expand the jump range even more. Now you don't actually need massive jump range to be an exploration vessel, because the idea is that you look at stuff as you're travelling through the universe. But it is handy to have an extra long jump range, I find. So there we go. They did fix it, but then bowed to player pressure and reinstated it. Oh, did they? I vaguely remember something about it. And cool stuff like that. That's what the exploration community lives for, is weird stuff in space. It's that's exactly why we go out there to look. Okay, brilliant. There we go. This is what people are already here. This is very cool how people managed to do that. So well done. Right, we are heading for which planet are we heading for? 3A. Okay, we're heading for planet 3A. So let's look that up on the system map. Is it this one? Nervi 2, 3A. There we go. Nervi 3A. Okay. Now this is a nondescript looking world. Okay. From this perspective, there's already a fleet carrier there. Actually, they're knowing. But head for 3A. Nervi 3A is where we're going. All about with the frameshift drive. Now the reason why we're going here should be obvious as you approach. Okay. Because Zach's got 72 light years on his Quake Phantom. That's pretty good. I don't know what my theoretical maximum is. Does it tell me? Somewhere. Shit. I can't remember how to do that now. Somewhere it tells you, doesn't it? Is it on that screen? I don't know. I've forgotten where they put everything in the interface now. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, 60 plus is good enough for exploration. Tim Aker, my game just froze when entering Supercruise on Meteorol. Commander Gold Knight is up on the chat in the game, so I'm having to monitor the chat on the OBS and chat in the game, and try and talk and try and fly my ship. So at my advancing years, all this sort of stuff is taxing the old brain cells. So there we go. It's the bottom one in ship, is it? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So current, there we are, unladen 66 light years. So not the best possible, but certainly reasonable. I need to do even more engineering. I think I got bored with the engineering. So there we go. So there we go. Right, we are heading in to Nervi 3A. Now this is another new Anaconda can do 91. Blimey, that's insane. See, I haven't been keeping pace with all the extra bits and pieces that you can do nowadays. Oh, it's the new CG reward. Okay, so pre-engineered things, isn't it? Yeah. No, I have heard about those, which is useful. Fighting for the Empire in Madrid today. I wish I could join. Wish me luck for the Empire. Keep basking, Tickeron. It's all good. So the new record in the Jump Conda is 91.3 light years. Wow. I'm presuming that's going to impact the the Sagittarius A speed runs and Colonia speed runs and all that sort of thing. There's any problem with that, isn't it? It's a bit of performance creep in the game over time, which does change the dynamics of things that you used to struggle to do. I mean, when I went out to Beagle Point the first time in a Cobra. No engineering, no Guardian frameshift drive booster, nothing. I think I had about 30 light years. I mean, it took a long time to get there, and it's only so far you could get because everything was out of range. There weren't any pulsar boosts and all that sort of stuff either. And yeah, actually in the early days of the game, you couldn't do 1,000 light year plots. You had to do it in almost star by star. So it was a bit more pioneering, dare I say it, in those days. A lot harder work to get anywhere. All right, so this is Nervi 3A. Now, as I come close to Nervi 3A, you should notice something a little bit odd. I don't know if we can see it yet. Is that it there? I think that might be, actually. Pretty sure that is it. Okay, there's a mountain on Nervi 3A. Which you can see from space, as you can see. I think that's it there. Does it show up as a POI? Doesn't seem to, actually. I think that's it, straight in front of me there. So I don't think there's any POIs on this place. But this is another tourist destination. This is I think that's the right one. This is called Mount Neverest. All right. I'm just going to orbit the planet in case it's not the right one. Again, it's quite a cool planet anyway. I'm pretty sure that is it. In the olden days, this mountain was so tall it actually stuck out of into the Supercruise area, so you could actually you could fly through the mountain in Supercruise, which obviously was a bug. But this is, that must have been it. I can't see anything around the back side of the planet. So let's go back to the daylight side. I'm glad it's in daylight. So Mount Everest is what the community called it. It doesn't look like it's been turned into an official POI, which is a bit of a shame. Which means we can't quite synchronise and land on it, but we'll do our best. Let's somebody being interdicted. So let's head for Mount Everest. So this, when it was first discovered, stuck up so far that it was actually in the Super Cruise. But they nerfed it back down a little bit to make it a bit better. But this mountain is today is, I don't know how high up it is. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to touch down as close to the top as I can. So this, as far as I know, is the highest mountain in Elite Dangerous. Okay. The peak here is called Mount Everest. And what a lot of people do here is they get their SRV and they jump off the edge. Okay. And in the olden days of the game, what you could also do, you might still be able to do it now actually, is something wacky happened to the gravity up here, so you could launch your SRV into space quite easily. Okay, so it's 50 kilometers up, so our altitude there we go. That's showing the surface. I don't know if I'll be able to land there, but it's worth a try, isn't it? Let's see. So I believe this is 50 kilometers high, so it's not, because that's about 30 miles high. Somebody who can quickly check up Wikipedia can probably tell me how high Mount Everest on Earth is by comparison. I mean, what's quite nice up here is at the top of this mountain, it's so high you can easily see the curvature of the planet. This is just quite a cool location, really. There's quite a few people who managed to instance with me. Let's see if we can get down onto this mountain. I'm going to go right for the peak if I can, and see if I can land up here. I don't know how easy that's going to be. Woo! Someone just hit me. Let's see if I can get my crate down. If I can't land on the peak, then there we go. It's flat enough that I might be able to get down. Let's see how well this works. Is there a spot here at the top though that will actually support the ship? Hitting something. I don't think there is. I can see the undercarriage display, but it's not finding anything, is it? I think it's very unlikely I'll be able to land there. Let's just travel down the side of the mountain a tiny bit, because we might be able to SRV back up at the top. Some people are, small ships are just about so many people here looking for a landing spot. Everybody's trying to find one. The smaller ships probably have a better chance actually. I'm not getting anything here. There is obviously a competition. Okay, so 8.8 kilometers as I recall, Everest that is. Okay, so that's quite cool. It's probably too rough, unfortunately, for us to set down, which is a bit of a shame. But this is, as far as I'm aware, this is the tallest mountain in Elite Dangerous. And if 8.8 is what Everest is, then 50 kilometers, so this is like five and a bit times taller than the Mount Everest on Earth. That's how tall this mountain is. And you can see outside the window there that the curvature of the planet is very easily visible. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to land. Doesn't look like anybody else is having much luck either. But oh, somebody's got down. Is that Imperial? Commander Hazara looks like they managed to land, so that's quite impressive. Let's just see if can you land on a tilt? Will that work? My ship's kind of sideways. I don't think that's. There's no way you should be able to land like that in real life. So there we go. The highest mountain in Elite Dangerous. I think that'll do. That'll do. There we go. So the highest mountain in Elite Dangerous. Right, let's fly down to the train. So follow me down the side of the mountains. It's almost like Ski Sunday. This. I should have got the music for this actually. Thinking about it, but there we go. Let's go down the side of the mountain and just enjoy how steep this thing is and how far down how long it takes you to get to the bottom. There we go. And you can just fall off. Whee! Yeah, so the Cobra is a bit small. So down the boom, there we go. Don't go too fast. Don't smash into the bottom. It's an awesome mountain range. I'm going to pull out my dive here because I'm a bit worried that my crate is going to smash itself to bits when I get to the bottom. But it's a long way down. This is a massive, 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 massive mountain. There we go. I'm steadying out now. That's good. So I don't know how far we'll is there a nice way out onto the plains? It's kind of over that way, isn't it? Let's head over there. So those of you who are following me. So that's quite good. I think it's the highest discovered. I mean, obviously it could be beaten. There could be wacky, weird and wonderful stuff out there. But I suspect, alas, I think that the... I don't know. I mean, maybe there will be other things to discover, but I suspect the new terrain technology Odyssey, which obviously at some point will be backported into Horizons for the sake of consistency. It does seem to me, in most cases, to have less extremes in it. So there we go. I can probably fly straight and level there, and that's you guys can fly along behind me, actually, can't you? If I got that right, I shouldn't crash. So look at this. There's the mountain. There's you guys flying along behind me, which is always a cool shot, isn't it? And the Mount Everest. There we go, 50 kilometers high, which is very cool. And everybody with their custom exhaust colours, which is very. I think I've got green as an option on mine, but I'm not using it at the moment. So yeah, so there we go. Mount Everest and the explorers. So yeah. We'll have to wait and see if anybody else in Odyssey actually does find weird and wacky terrain that's actually even more bizarre. I don't know what's going to happen to this mountain. I don't know. I may have missed it. So it's actually twice as high as Olympus Mons on Mars. So there's something for scale, which is pretty impressive, really. So whether it could really exist, I mean, who knows? And I don't know. Does it exist in Odyssey at all? Can somebody tell me? Because it would be a shame if Mount Everest disappears. 50 kilometres somewhere is statistically very improbable to not exist. Oop. What was that? Somebody flying really close to the camera. So close that they actually hit the camera, I think. Anyway, right, we must launch back into space and continue on with the tour. So we will say goodbye to Mount Everest and hope it survives the transition. Let's see how it goes. Let's thrust back up into space. There we go. My trusty Great Phantom. I do like the ship. It's sort of as close as you can get to the Millennium Falcon in Elite Dangerous, really. So look, there we go. That's how improbable the mountain is. It does just look insanely large. Planetary G is 0.009, so there's not too much mass there, I suppose. I have to wait and see. And lots of other ships flying past, which is always cool. Lovely to see all the other ships in the instance. It's always nice to see that. I do enjoy that. So there we go, so Mount Everest. Right, we are now heading, my friends, we are heading to the very exciting sounding, sorry about that, LHS 304 system. There we go, LHS, nope, not LHD, sorry, LHS 304 system. There we go, that's where we're going. That's why my crate is called the Millennium Crate. It's because of those engines at the back, really, isn't it? That sort of bar. It's very Millennium Falcon-y. I like that. It's more the visual effect, I think. All it needs is that. Now here's a cosmetic that I would buy if there was one available. Yeah, I think they missed a trick on this. Yeah, just over there on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the ship, a rotating dish. You know, I'd love to have a rotating dish on top of my Great Phantom. That would just be awesomely good. That'd be really, really cool. Right, so onwards we go. Let's go into the galaxy map. Yeah, so actually the Millennium Falcon isn't very big, is it? Compared to our Elite Dangerous ships. And it's interesting actually because I was mucking about with Star Citizen, as you saw possibly on my Twitch, and obviously No Man's Sky as well. It's all, you know, elite spaceships are massive compared to most flights, space sim games. They're really rather large. So the Cobra is actually quite a chunky ship, but it's actually one of the smallest in the Elite Dangerous universe. So that's a bit weird. Right, so head for the LHS system. It is, for me, 3 jumps. It's a little bit further away, okay? And the reason for us going there will become evident when we arrive. So head over to LHS 304. Star Citizen, I ejected and hit my head on the hangar ceiling because I could not figure out how to open the hangar door. I haven't got very far in Star Citizen, I have to say. That's an exploration for another time. But the ships in Elite Dangerous are big. I mean, actually, one of the things I was, obviously going back to the Star Trek thing from the beginning of the stream, the original USS Enterprise, okay, so NCC 1701, no bloody A, B, C or D, the one with the spinny engines, that Enterprise, from the original series back in the 60s, okay, that is in the Star Trek lore about 300 meters long, okay, and the Imperial Cutter, which is I think the biggest ship in Elite Dangerous, I think I'm right in saying that, is more than 200 meters long. Okay, so when you're flying your Imperial Cutter, which I've got one, so I will use that possibly next week. When you're flying that along, you're flying something that is most of the size of the USS Enterprise, which is kind of cool. These are not insubstantial ships we're flying. They're really, 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 really big. The Beluga's slightly longer. Okay, so Beluga is the longest. Those are big, substantial ships. Okay, I always find it a bit weird actually with the ships that big that a single pilot can fly them. I mean, I know there's automation and stuff in the Elite Dangerous universe, but even so, it feels like a ship that was 200 meters long would need a crew to do some stuff. But there we go. Right, so we are heading for LHS 304. And the reason that we are heading for LHS 304 will become obvious when we arrive in the system. Almost there. There we go. Just get round the star and we'll head on in. And right, here we go. The Eye Cutter was the heaviest though until the T9 was deployed. Oh yes, so 0 throttle on entry for this one. That is a good warning. 0 throttle on entry, okay? Very important. 0 throttle on engine. LHS 304 is an interesting system. Boom, there we go. Okay, so the reason for the 0 throttle on entry is fairly obvious, okay? Because there is, as you can see, a white dwarf star. Okay. Now this is, in Elite Dangerous at least, is the closest white dwarf star to Sol. Okay, or to Earth, if you like. All right. So this is, one of those interesting astronomical things that was added to Elite Dangerous. Now, originally these things weren't in the game, which was a bit of a shame, but they got there in the end, and they've made them very, very pretty. Now, whether they really look like this, of course, nobody knows because we'd have to go an awfully long way. So I think I'm not sure actually. Is it the closest white dwarf, or is it just the first one that was found? I can't remember. Sirius. No, I was going to say Sirius is a white dwarf. Sirius B is a white dwarf, isn't it? That's a very good point. So this is a close-ish one to. So you're quite right, Gian. Sirius B. Yes, you're quite right. So I can't remember why I picked this one up. Maybe this was one of the first ones that was visited or something. I can't remember. There was a reason for it. And Jackson's Lighthouse is the closest neutron star, and that's where we will be going next, Anarchy. Yes, well done. So anyway, LHS 300 is a white dwarf. Now, what is a white dwarf star? Okay, so a white dwarf star is basically a sort of, it's don't go close to a white dwarf star. Basically, it's extremely dangerous, but it's very, very pretty. and it's sort of it's the compacted remnants. Okay, it's the compacted remnants of a dead star. It's a star that has ended its life and run out of fuel, but there's an awful lot of energy left. Okay, now in Elite Dangerous, you can't get into much trouble unless you go too close, but if you get sucked into these plumes, then bad stuff can happen. So we don't want to do that. But it's just nice that these kind of astronomical things are out there. Now I did do an astro tour a long time ago. Must have been about a year ago actually. We went through astronomical things in Elite Dangerous, which was quite good fun. Now white dwarfs are on that list because these are things that do exist. This is how our own sun. Yanaki's quite right. This is how our own sun will end up. Okay, so the sun at the moment is fusing hydrogen into helium. That's basically how it shines. Okay, and over the billions of years, that helium is going to build up until the hydrogen runs out, and at that point, the star is going to collapse a little bit, and then start fusing helium into the next element up, which I can't remember which one it is. Is it beryllium? I can't remember. Somebody will tell me. There's a stage of nuclear reactions that keeps on going, and as it does so, it gets much hotter, and then it starts to expand, and you end up with this red giant, which will, alas, probably signal the end of the Earth. And then at some point, it starts running out of nuclear fuel. And then all that's left, and it sort of shrugs off its outer layers, and all that's left is this core of stuff. Now the diameter of that white dwarf is probably not much more than, I don't know, a major city on Earth. Okay, it's not very big, but it's incredibly hot. There we go. So hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium. I missed out lithium. There we go. Boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. There we go. So each nuclear stage goes up and kind until you lose your outer layers of gas, and all that's left is this condensed core, this white dwarf. So that's what, in a few billion years' time, this is what our sun may look like. So I don't know if there are any. I don't know if there are any planets in orbit around this thing. Nothing close enough for us to land on, though. So occasionally there is one, and it's a long way away. I can't remember what it's called, but there is one planet outside. It's just called the Death Star, or the Star of Death, or something like that. There's a planet that orbits inside the cone of destruction. I think I'm not sure if it's a neutron star or a white dwarf. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there is one. It's a long way out. Okay, and but if you can get onto the planet while in Super Cruise, whilst it's not in the beams, you can then land on the planet and ride the planet through the beams of light, which is pretty cool. For a few million, no, sorry, billion. Did I say millions? I didn't mean millions. I meant billions. The world of death. Yes. So there we go. So it's a long way out in, i.e. probably a quarter of the way or halfway across the galaxy. Too far for me to do on this tour, alas. But that's worth checking out. Okay. The world of deaths. A planet that's periodically inside the jet cones from the neutron star. There we go. So Anarchy has already looked it up for us. So that is worth going to visit. Okay. But again, be careful. So that's quite cool. But yeah, it's just nice that these astronomical things are in there. So there we go. So let's head for, as somebody's already pointed out, Jackson's Lighthouse. Okay, so I'll just type that in the chat. Jackson's Lighthouse. This is the closest neutron star to Earth. Okay, now neutron stars are a little bit more interesting even than white dwarfs. Okay, so white dwarfs are pretty nasty and dangerous. Neutron stars, however, they're insane. So let's go find that and head in that direction, because I like astronomical stuff. So that's where we're going to go. So Jackson, it's probably going to be a little bit of a trip, this one. Jackson's Lighthouse. There we go. Where is it? It's a bit further off. It's not too far, but there we go. For me, it's 171 light years, so it's a little bit more. We're getting a little bit further away. And don't crash into the white dwarf. Okay. What's interesting about this, before I go into frameshift, you can see how small this thing is by how swiftly it recedes. I've only literally, there we go. Look how small it is in space. I've just turned the frameshift driver. I can see the other commanders there in frameshift, but look how quickly that white dwarf recedes. It's a tiny astronomical object. Jackson's Lighthouse is also famous because it was a jumping off point for many expeditions. That is true as well. Actually, according to EDSM, the closest neutron star is 18 camelopardalis. So maybe another one was discovered since I did my own research, because these are notes that I've kind of dug out over the years. Interesting. Okay. No, I can't go there. I didn't plot a hyperspace route. Oh! There we go. Let's head in that direction. So head for Jackson's Lighthouse, because it's the one that I remember being the closest. Maybe it isn't anymore. There we go. It's been superseded. But lots of other expeditions have gone this way in the past. So and hopefully there'll be more. So I mean, Distant Worlds 1 and 2, if you missed those, they were absolutely fantastic. There have been others as well. Those are the kind of the really big famous ones. There was going to be planned to be a Distant World 3. I know that's on hold at the moment, but you never know. Maybe that will happen as well once some of the issues with Odyssey have been resolved. So fingers crossed for some Distant Worlds exploration trips as well. That's one of the biggest things about Elite Dangerous that I always loved, is that they simulated the entire galaxy. So most space games either don't have a real galaxy. No Man's Sky is fun to travel about in, but there isn't a great deal of sense of going anywhere different to where you've been. Whereas in Elite Dangerous, you can plot your position on the real galaxy, which is very, very cool. And I haven't really looked through Star Citizen all that much yet, but we know it's mostly handcrafted stuff. There isn't a lot of procedural generation going on there in terms of the wider galaxy. So it's quite. It's got different emphasis, and this amazing galactic construct, which has been built for us in Elite Dangerous, is a fabulous thing. It's one of the best things about the game, I think. The fact that there's a real galaxy out there that you can travel around in and explore. Distant Worlds 3 will be happening once consoles get Elite Dangerous Odyssey. So there we go. So I have no idea when that will be, I'm afraid. But yes, you need the player base to be reunited, so that everyone can kind of join in and go on those expeditions. So that would be good. So fingers crossed that happens at some point. Quite which console Elite Dangerous Odyssey will drop onto is anybody's guess. At the moment I think the plan is still that it's going to be on what effectively is last gen consoles now. I mean, they kind of call it current gen, but it isn't really current gen, is it? And PS4 and the Xbox One is last gen consoles, so who knows when that's going to happen. I don't know. I have no privileged information on that at all. I'm kind of surprised that they're even going to attempt to put it on PS4 and Xbox One, but who am I to say? I don't know. Just hope that they manage to do that. And then Throttle Down. Okay, so Throttle Down here again. Okay, so here we go. This is Jackson's Lighthouse, which is just insanely cool. Now, is there... and we're only 0.52 light seconds out. Okay, so if you do end up in my instance, which a few of you have, let's form up and get a nice effect. Actually, I'm going to have to drop out of... I've got my wing beacon on, so let's see if folks... At least my wing will drop near me, so let's drop out of Super Cruise. There we go. And the other guy should be able to find me. Let's see if I can come to a relative halt. This always makes me chuckle, of course, because you can actually set your speed to 0, which of course in space is wrong. There's no absolute measurement of of that sort of thing. But hey, it's a computer game. We have to have something. So this is a neutron star. There we go. That's why is that not working? There we go. It's just insanely beautiful thing, really, isn't it? There we go. Kind of do it like that, so I kind of feel like I'm in the beam. So no POI. I don't think there is a POI anywhere here. I'm aware of. There's a few people have managed to find me in the instance, which is good. So we'll find somewhere better to group up. I just realised I completely screwed up my nice image there. So if you are in that instance, then just form up while we talk a little bit about this amazing site. They've done a lovely job with this, actually. I think trying to. Oh, there is a tourist beacon. Okay, head for the tourist beacon in that case. Apologies, I didn't spot the tourist beacon on the way in. So head for the tourist beacon. We will rendezvous there. Then we can get more people kind of
Drive charging.
doing their thing. Be very careful that you don't kill yourself. Okay, it's called nearby neutron. Okay, let's head for there. I didn't spot that. Head for the tourist beacon. There we go. Laser guided bacon. Never caught a stream live before. Hello, laser guided bacon. Good to see you. Right, head for that tourist beacon, my friends. Problem with having so many people around. Takes ages for the frameshift drive to charge. It's called nearby neutron. Okay, so that's probably a good place. We can go there and then we can all ring up. So yeah, so everybody on the stream, everyone in the game, head for the tourist beacon. We'll have a chat there. That'll be really good. The only problem with the pulsars in the game is that none of them actually have a lighthouse effect. No, so they should actually. We'll talk a little bit about that when we get there. So astronomically, again, and this is a funny thing because actually David Braben, I happen to know, he's quite a keen astronomer. He likes his physics and his astrophysics. I'm surprised that the pulsars in the game aren't a little bit more close to how we think they actually are. They're very pretty. They look nice. Now, yes, actually, that's a very good point, Kamakichi. I did get some feedback on my stream last week, which was very good. Basically, saying that it would be better for us to organise ourselves into wings while we're going along. So then it'll be a little bit faster. Where's the POI? Nearby neutron. So it's a good idea to get yourself into wings prior to the jump at the end of the stream, but only get into wings of 3, not into wings of 4. Okay, because then you can use the spare slot to wing yourself into the correct instance. So if you want to, as we're touring around, get yourself into wings of 3 ships, then that'll probably be a useful thing to do. Okay, so there we go, nearby neutron. So head there. There are some neutron stars that are spazzing out just like we think they are. Okay, so I remember speaking with Sandro. Neutron stars were directly requested to be in the game by David Braben himself, which is nice. That's very cool. I hope I'm coming at this from the right side. I'm thinking I'm not. I don't want to go through the. I don't want to go through the beam. Don't cross the stream. Okay, bad things happen to your frameshift driver if you do that. Where's the wretched? I can actually hear that. Quite disconcerting. Where is the? So just be a little bit careful as you approach the neutron thingy. There we go. I'm good now. Because if you go into those streams, you'll be in trouble. Yeah, there's a lot of belugas here who like doing the touristy thing. Alright, I'm almost there. There we go. Yeah, some do get quite wide, but none have their magnetic poles perpendicular to rotational axis. So yeah, so that's something that you would, I think, expect to see a little bit more often, perhaps. But I can see all sorts of debris there. What's that all about? Oh, it's the low wakes, right. That's okay. Right, here we go. I should be dropping into the instance now. There we go. Yay! Who is here? Is there anybody here? Loads of player commanders and loads of other ships. Excellent. There we go. Right, let me just come about. There's the neutron star. Look at that. Looking quite cool. Right, so I should be able to do a nice external view. There should be loads of you in the instance, which is good. How about that? Let's just... There we go. So if you want to form up behind me, that should be quite a nice screenshot as well, shouldn't it? We've got the Milky Way in the background as well. Pretty cool. There we go. Look at all the ships coming in. Awesome. What's my private group called? It is called Dru-ids. So you just friend my commander in the game, which is Commander Dru-ids, and I can add you to the private group as a result of that. So there we go. So there is the neutron star. So okay, so let's do the astronomy bit. What is a neutron star? A neutron star is probably the most dangerous object in the entire galaxy. Okay, possibly even in the entire universe that we've discovered so far. The reason being, it's the remnants again of a dead star. Okay, but it's a much bigger star than our sun. Our sun isn't big enough to become a neutron star. Okay, so if you get a star of a certain size, when it runs out of fuel, it goes through that whole nuclear thing, creating heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier elements until you get to iron. Okay, now iron is an interesting element in this perspective. Someone's firing laser beams now. I don't know who that is. But anyway, you get to iron, and what happens there is that actually iron, when you try and fuse iron, you don't get net positive energy output, you get net negative energy output. Okay, and what that means is that at the moment the nuclear reaction gets to iron, suddenly the energy switches off, and what's left of the star basically implodes dramatically. Because the reason stars are stars is that gravity is trying to crush them, and the nuclear, effectively the nuclear fusion that's going on is providing an outward expansive pressure. So there's pressure pushing it out, which is fusion, and there's gravity trying to basically to crush it. So you basically get an equilibrium when you get a round sphere. That's what a star basically is. Now when it gets to iron during that phase, suddenly the energy's gone, and basically gravity takes over, and the entire star just goes whoosh, like in a few seconds. It'd be an insane thing to see. And what you get is a massive explosion called a supernova. Okay. What's left after the supernova's gone bang and done its thing is just this incredibly compressed core of matter, which is a neutron star. The reason it's called a neutron star is its components, its particles, if you like, are the same density as the inside of an atom. Okay, now the inside of an atom is incredibly stupidly dense. Carl Sagan, the namesake on my ship, basically said, to get an idea of what the inside of an atom is like, you've got to imagine the electrons kind of electron cloud buzzing around the edge of the atom. That's like a cathedral, okay? And then imagine a fly in the middle of the cathedral. That's the nucleus of the atom, and everything else is empty space. We are mostly empty space, okay? Whereas a neutron star has the same density as that tiny compressed core of an atom, but it's big. It's basically the entire a large percentage of the mass of an entire star compressed down to atomic densities. So if you go near a neutron star, and I don't suggest you would, and this, if you ever did go near a neutron star, it'd be an extremely dangerous thing to do, because A, the gravity is insane, okay. B, neutron stars have incredibly strong magnetic fields so strong that they can actually rip your atoms apart. Okay, so that's pretty bad. They're also hot, so you'd melt, you'd be ripped apart by electromagnetic fields and crushed by the gravity. So if that's not enough to be going on with, I don't know what is. The other thing you've got to bear in mind that most neutron stars are spinning insanely fast. Okay, so obviously a star is rotating, right? As it shrinks and as it implodes, that rotational energy has to go somewhere, and basically the moment of inertia basically spins this thing up. So if the star was spinning around, I don't know, once every 10 hours or something, by the time it's shrunk down to the size of a neutron star, okay, it's spinning at like sometimes thousands of RPM. Okay, so you've got to imagine something that's really hot with insane electromagnetic fields, incredible gravity, about the size of London or something like that, like a city or so, maybe 10 kilometers across at the most, and spinning 1,000 times a second. So what we should be seeing a lot of the time here is a bunch of, this thing should be spinning even faster. The ones that you see in Elite Dangerous for the most part are really quite slow compared to what's actually out there. So so there you go, that's the weird thing. They are seriously odd and strange things, but they're real, they're really out there, which is just cool. So there we go. Now we could also go and see a black hole, but we're kind of out of time, and black holes in Elite Dangerous as yet haven't really got the the proper graphical treatment. If you want to see a proper black hole, then I suggest you actually use something like Space Engine, because it actually represents black holes far better than Elite Dangerous does. All you get in Elite Dangerous is a weird sort of gravitational lensing effect, which isn't all that interesting. I do like these fireworks and stuff. They're really really good. Let's get as many people into this instance, okay, as we can. So that is our task for that. Now, I think from what I understand, the best way for us to there's debris everywhere. The best way for us to try and get as many people into this instance as possible is to group up into wings of 3, and then for the people who are in the instance here to to be invited into that wing. So if as a group, everybody who's watching this, if you can get into groups of a wing of 3 with a spare place, then what I can do is, because my wing is already here, I can drop that wing, and then I and others can jump into your wing, and then you can jump into the instance. That's hopefully the way it's going to work. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm going to try and do. So I'm going to drop the wing here. If there is a wing of 3 out there who would like to instance with me and then jump in, that's what we're going to try and do. Okay. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can make this work, because we want as many people in the instance as possible. That's basically what we need. So let me drop my wing. So thank you very much for my wing buddies here. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for all that. Why can't I even get the menu to work? There we go. No, that one. So thank you to my wing. I'm going to leave the wing, and then hopefully, if you've got a wing of 3 already organised, I'm going to crash the game again. It may happen. Hey, what can we do? But let's see. Who's up first? Urban Spark. Let's see if I can get you into my wing. I've got lots of wing requests. Let me look for Urban Sparks. There we go. Right. Okay. Oh, it says I'm still leaving the wing, so I can't do anything at the moment. Basically, the aim and the objective is to get into this instance as much as possible. So if you can, if people who are in the instance with me, i.e. who can see my ship, can wing up with other people and bring them in, that would be really, really good. Let's just try that again, because it does say I've now disconnected. So, Urban Spark, where are you? Why have you disappeared from my... Why did you do this? Scroll down again, see if I can find it. Let's get as many people into the instance as we... There we go, Urban Sparks, right. So I'm going to invite you to my wing, so hopefully you've got a wing. Commander already in wing. So if you're already in a wing, you need to have a spare slot in your wing, okay? You need to have a spare slot in your wing. Commander Delta 37 has a wing of 3. Let's try that. See if we can make this work. Delta 37, I can see you. Fingers crossed, did that work? No? Already in wing, apparently. Good, Frank! No, wait, I'll keep trying. I've sent a wing invite there. Did that work? Let's see. There's quite a lot of people in. I've got Frank. Right, Frank, you need to frame shift drive in. Don't think you can merge a wing. They need to invite... Oh, okay, they need to invite you, says the Paphos. Okay, so maybe the other way around. In that case, I'll just let Frank jump in. If you can see people in the instance that you need to work with, then in that case, you can't do it the other way around. You can't merge wings, but you can do it the other way around. Okay, let's try that. People are already in a wing, you can't invite them. Okay, so yeah, sorry, it's the other way around. That's my mistake. So get a wing of 3, and then once Frank is in, you can invite me in, and hopefully you can jump in. Or if anybody else who's in here already, you can do that as well. So Frank, let me know when you're in the wing or in the instance. I can see you in Super Cruise at the moment, and see how it goes. They need to invite you. Yeah, that's right. So apologies, it's the other way around. So it's looking pretty good actually. We've got quite a few people here. So let's hope that the game doesn't go insane. lots of ships about, so it's looking pretty nice already. There's a lot of ships here. This is going to be a good one. Right, Frank, are you here yet? I can see him moving. Let's get in there. So once Frank's arrived, I'll drop that wing, and we can keep doing it. So there's people coming in all the time, which is really good. I'm going to find a star for us to jump to, actually. Maybe we can jump towards the neutron star. That would be quite cool. Let's just see if I can get... Okay, so there's a star that's not too far away. Let's see which orientation it is, though, from the HUD. It's down there. Okay. Okay, so that's... I kind of want one that's up. Let's see if I can get one. That's going to be tricky, actually. What about that one? Sometimes you get lucky with this. Sometimes you don't. It's a bit better. Boom, past a ship, so it's still up a bit. So I keep trying to get into the instance, but that's all good fun. Let's go up. I can only want... I don't want one too far away either. 11 light years is probably okay. Let's see what that looks like. Still not on screen, so off to the right. Okay. Over to wing those, need to rejoin. Okay, so how is Frank? He's still in Super Cruise apparently. It's a problem, it takes so long to get organised. We're getting there. I'm ready to join a 3-team wing to help you drop into the instance. Okay, so follow the chat. As many people as possible, if we can get them here, that would be really good. Right, let's go for... And form up behind me if you can. Once you're here, that would be really good. So let's go for that one. How far away is that? 18, that's getting a little bit close to... Let's try there. Kind of want to start... Oh, it's down there. It's really difficult getting a destination star that's in the right direction. I kind of want to go up from here, which I can do. Let's try that one. 18 light years. Most people should be able to manage 18 light years. Ah, there we go. That's pretty close. There we go. That'd be good. Right, Frank. Are you in the instance? Did it work? Yeah, sometimes the instancing just works against you. It's getting there. Ooh, bonk. I can see, yeah, some of them are unreachable. It's going to depend a little bit on your IP address. It's difficult. Sometimes it just won't put you together. Someone's just took my shields. Right, Frank, hopefully you are... I can't see you anywhere. I think you're here. So let me drop the wing and I'll bring in somebody else. So has anybody else got... I'm going to leave that wing. If anybody out there has a wing that's ready to invite me, then send me an invite. Whoever gets there first. Oh, someone's already managed it. There we go. Let's see if I can bring them in. There we go. Commander Rasputin Man was first. If I can... Oh, I'm still waiting. Look at all my wing invites. It's gone insane. I'm trying to get... There we go. Right, there we go. Delta 37 Rasputin Man and Lucky Louise, you are now in my wing. Come on in to the instance, hopefully. Let's see how many we can get in before we run out of time. We need to be finished about 10 to 10. That's what we're trying to do. So once we've got Delta 37 Rasputin Man Lucky Louise into my instance, I'll drop them and we can choose another one. If there are people in the instance who can offer themselves to be invited, if that makes sense, then that will work good. Somebody just mentioned there they were in my instance, so send me an invite. Who was that? It was Wildcat. So if you can see Wildcat and AMD TJ1, invite them into your wing, and that should allow you to join the instance, if that makes sense. We'll see how far we can bust this, see how it works. So far, everything is holding together. We have a lot of ships here now, which is excellent. So there we go. Let's just have a quick look around. How's it looking? There are a lot of ships here. It's a proper armada this time. So, yep, it's looking good. It is looking good. It's a massive stuff. Aussie G is in the instance, so invite him into a wing. Let's see how many ships we can get in before the time runs out. There are a lot of ships here, lots and lots of players. AMD, Drew, there we go. Sorry, AMD, that'll do. Right, have Delta 7, Rasputin and co arrived yet? They're still here in Super Cruise. They're trying to find their way in. So just keep bringing more and more players in as possible. We have about 9 minutes to go. Sonak is lost. I don't know quite how you get lost, but there we go. The Dru Armada, yes, it's building. Look at my screen. It's very, very cool. So we'll fly away in a little bit away from the tourist peak, and that's possibly not a bad thing to do. 9 minutes is a good lot of time to prepare at this rate. So yeah, we're trying to get as many ships in as possible. Who in the instance can be winged? So if you can transmit in the system chat, if you are free, if you're in my instance, you can see my ship. And you can offer a place to a wing that's waiting out in Super Cruise, then please do. That would be really, really cool. The more, obviously, the merrier for this. Hopefully we don't bust. Hopefully we don't bust the instance or the server, but you know, gotta try. So still no invite. Okay, so Biggles is free. Just Physics needs a wing. So Delta 37 Rasputin Man, Lucky Louise, I hope you are inbound as well. I have your wing signal, but your ship is invisible. That's a bit weird. So keep adding the wings in. Mercy Sakes alive! We've got ourselves a convoy. We have indeed. That's definitely the way to do it. Right, looks like the wing has arrived, or at least Rasputin. Somebody's arrived from my wing, which is good. So people are coming in, which is excellent. Let's just change my scanner frequency. I can see ships all over the shop, so it's very, very good. Right, I think Rasputin Man is here, so that is good. Delta 37 and Lucky Louise hopefully are coming in. That's good. The ships are building up. Let's just have another look around. It's looking good. Right, you got to fly a little bit cautiously around here at the moment. Okay, so there's a Cobra with the old wireframe paint job. That looks very cool. Look at that. Distant Worlds 2 sticker proudly displayed there. Who's this? This is the CRV, the Star of Home. Excellent. Really nice flying there. Lovely collection of ships. And an Anaconda all resplendent in glowing stuff. Right, to give other people a chance, how are we doing? We're counting down, 6 minutes left. Try not to ram each other's ships, that's always a good thing. The wireframe is my favourite, it is a lovely ship. Okay, so Lucky Louise and Delta 37, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to get in, and then give some other folks a chance as well. Blade Drug, the wireframe Cobra 3 with a DW sticker would be me. Yay, excellent. So there are still ships arriving. The instance is definitely beginning to look quite full, which is excellent. Your 5 seconds of fame. Awesome. Right, we are preparing for a hyperspace jump, of course, so get yourself into the instance if you possibly can. It will be good. It will be good. Which system are we going to? That is a very good point, actually. Mad Monk Self, I will type it into the chat. I've got it on my screen. It is, we are going to jump to Col 285 Sector FG-N C7-27. There we go, that's where we're going to jump to. Okay, so set your course, set hyperspace course for that destination. Okay, right. I'm going to give somebody else a shot with the wing, so somebody who needs a wing invite from me, then hit me up. I've got one already. Commander Johnson Sky. I've got to wait for the bug leaving wing. There's still people desperately trying to get in. I've got to leave wing. I've got to wait for the timer to count down. There we go. Right. So fingers crossed. Here we go. Right. Dr. Quest MD, I think, was first on this list. So let's see if I can get that to work. There we go, Dr. Quest. There we go. Right, bring yourself in and I'll see what we can do. Right, how are we doing for time? We have about 4 minutes left. It's I can see now it's getting a little bit busy. Down to, I don't know what frames per second I am. I'm at 30 frames per second and dropping. Okay, so we're definitely lagging the game out. So we're probably approaching the limits of what's actually possible now. So there we go. Right, so plot yourself a course to the Col 285 sector, FGN C7-27. Okay, we probably don't want to be stressing the instance too much further now because it's gonna go bang. If the servers survive. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly forwards. Okay, so we need to get away from some of these NPC tourist ships, so follow me forward, my friends. We're going to start forming the armada and start moving. Okay, so the speed is about 100 meters per second. That's what I'm going to aim for. So we're going to slow roll forward. Okay, and make sure your hyperspace destination is set to Col 285 sector FGN C7-27. Okay, here we go. So a slow roll forwards. Okay, try not to ram each other. Try and get to about 100 meters per second and form up behind my ship if you can. That will get us away from the tourist beacon, and that will probably save us a few FPS as well. Okay, so there we go. So there we go. We're now moving. We're moving towards the pulsar. Excellent. Okay, so there we go. So there should be a stack load of ships in this instance. Where there's the pulsar. There we go. Let me just zoom out. So if you can form the armada up behind, that would be awesome. So we're going to jump directly into apparently the Nova. Now the way to do this, and I can't stress this enough, okay, make sure you peg your throttle at 100 meters per second. Do not, I repeat, do not go to full throttle. Okay, do not go to full throttle. What you're going to need to do in a moment is charge your hyperspace drive. All right, charge your hyperspace drive, but do not, I repeat, do not go to full throttle. That way everybody's drive is charged to the same point. Okay, and basically we will throttle up at a particular time on your ship's clock. Okay, so don't use your PC clock, don't use any other kind of clock, use your system in-game time at the top right of the screen. Okay, that will give us the best possible simultaneous jump. All right, that's the objective of all this, is to try and get that to work. So we've got a beautiful armada tonight. There's dozens of ships here, all packing into the instance. So this is looking really good. Nice variety of ships as well. We've got Imperials, we've got Federation, we've got Alliances. We're good. Okay, so this mass jump should hopefully be a good one. So try and get yourself in frame if you can. That would be really good. Okay, so we are now moving. Everything's looking good. Okay, we are going to jump. I want you to throttle up. Okay, at precisely on your HUD 215500. Okay, so exactly on 215500. That's when I need you to throttle up. Okay, so basically charge your hyperspace drive now. Okay, so charge your hyperspace drive, but do not go to full throttle. Okay, there we go. So charge your frame shift drive. All right, you are 5 minutes out now from the mass hyperspace jump. Charge your hyperspace drive. Oh, and this is a weird thing that happens here. Is it? And you should get that warning on your HUD. Okay, throttle up to engage, but do not throttle up. Do not throttle up. All right, do not throttle up. Just keep yourself targeted, ready to jump. Throttle up at 21:55 precisely. All right, on your HUD. That's how we do it. Stand by to throttle up. Okay, so we're about 4 minutes out. I'm going to start watching this from the outside. Here we go. Let's make sure I get that right. I don't want to go too fast. Actually, it should be about 100 meters per second. Let me just reset my. Must have adjusted something there. There we go. About 100 meters per second. Do not throttle up. Okay, get yourself into formation, but do not throttle up. Okay, let's just go for a little look around here. See who's. Here's the fleet. Look at that. This is an amazing fleet. So good, we just need some music. Well, it's funny you should say that, okay? It's funny you should say that because I do have a reputation. Now somebody's already mentioned something actually, so we may riff off that. There we go. This is the fleet, okay? So get yourself into formation. Hopefully you can see yourself somewhere. Okay, hopefully you can see yourself somewhere in this mix. Okay, so form up on my ship. Try and get as close a formation as you possibly can. Looks insanely good tonight. This is really, really good. This is one of my favourite things in Elite Dangerous. Having all these ships together. Look at them all swerving about at the back there. Somebody showing off with a bit of FA off there. It's looking very, very good indeed. Just trying to get the camera around. Now we are counting down, okay? We're counting down to the timer. So, remember, on your HUD, 21:55, okay? 21:55. I'm going to start a little bit of... Oops, I see my ship is wandering off course. Woo! What happened there? My ship got knocked off course. Try not to ram each other's ships. Try not to ram each other's ships. Right, we're counting down. It is now 2 minutes. It's time. It is time, my friends, for a bit of music, I think. So let's do that thing. Right. So someone's already mentioned it, but I think they were on the right. If I can get this mouse to stop doing its thing. Right. I think they were on the right track because somebody said a ragtag fleet. Well, yes, that's not a bad idea. But this is all about the adventure. This is all about great big fleets and things. Let's do that, shall we? Here we go. So remember, 21:55. Do your jump. This is Wagar's ragtag fugitive fleet, fleeing from I don't know some sort of tyranny. On a quest for a shining planet known as Earth. I don't think this is probably almost a record for the number of people I've managed to get into the instance on one of my streams. We are streaming, we are in-game, we have the instancing working for us, we have dozens and dozens of ships. I'm going to just try and get behind it. Ready? It's coming up. Time is up. So remember, throttle up at 21:55. It's coming up. Here we go. There it goes. There goes the ragtag fugitive fleet. Off to new adventures. Well done, everybody. That was absolutely epic. Oh, there's a cobra just flying around at the end. Look at that. Most awesome, most awesome. Well done for everybody to get into the instance. Really made it worth it. That was one of the best ones I think we've ever done. Really, really impressive stuff. So, fantastic stuff. A really, really good way to send off tonight's stream. I ought to do my own jump myself, I suppose. So here we go. Let's get ourselves into hyperspace. Right on, Commanders, absolutely. And 07. There we go. We're off. And we leave that pulsar, a neutron star behind us. That worked much better actually than the previous way. So we're getting better at doing these massive jumps. So that's really, really cool. Thank you everybody who's taken part this evening. Really appreciate it. Thanks to Elite Dangerous itself for actually holding together. That was really good as well. And I hope you've had a good time. I will be back next week for more of the tours. Next week we're going to be doing the ancient lore, so I'm going to be taking you on a tour of all of the old lore of Elite Dangerous, trying to cram that into 2 hours. We'll see how that goes. There will of course be a mass hyperspace jump at the end, as always. This is traditional on my stream. That's how we finish these things off. So I hope you have enjoyed yourselves, and thank you ever so much for coming along. I really appreciate you joining my tours and keeping me company in my last few hours of playing Elite Dangerous before I move on to different things. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you very much. Well done everybody for not crashing into mountains, not dying in chasms, allowing the instancy to work, and so on and so forth. It's been absolutely fantastic. Well done everybody. And right on. It's been really, really cool. There we go. Take care, my friends. I will see you next week. I will be around on Saturday as well for some Wing Commander 3. If you want to join me for some retro games, back on Monday for my normal science fiction stream, and of course back next week for more Elite Dangerous when we jump into the ancient lore background. So stay tuned for that one. Hopefully see you soon, my friends. Be good. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a fantastic weekend if I don't see you before, and if not, I will see you next Thursday. Take care, my friends.